Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
We're going to play a game now of for real or for fraud, or the fraud, whatever you want to say, real or fraud. All right. And I'm going to start with you, Henson, because I know you're going to come strong on this one. We'll start with Michigan State, the below 500 Tom Izzo Sparty right now. Are they for real or fraud as an NIT team this year? They were preseason top 5.
They are for real in NIT territory. They're four. They listen through 8 games. They have the worst record for a preseason top 5 team in the last 40 years. I don't even know what it is for 4 and 5. You know, Coach Izzo talked about. You know, he kind of implied, "Hey, I can't use some of the tactics that I used to kind of do to get my guys going in the previous times, i.e. shoulder pads in practice," right? These are things that these compliance and things like that said I can't do anymore. They're sub 500 in December, which is when you're supposed to get your wins up, right? So, yeah, they're for real an NIT, potential NIT team right now. And they're going to have to come in the Big Ten playing probably be 4 or 5 games over 500, which I don't think is going to happen right now.
Well, the hard part, Josh, is that the Big Ten is not loaded like it's been in the past. So it's not like they're going to get 9 teams in this year. They're going to be lucky to probably get more than 7 in. And, man, I just can't believe we're saying this about a Tom Izzo coach team that brought back almost everybody.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're obviously not playing well right now. A couple of things that stick out when you look at even at their stats, like a Tom Izzo team, Coach Izzo's teams never get out rebounded. Right now, they're even on the glass with their opponents. If you look at the stats, I mean, that's just not a Coach Izzo's team. I mean, when you talk about a Coach Izzo's team, they just beat you up on the offensive and defensive rebounding, kind of like what a Coach Sampson team does at University of Houston. And you know, they're not shooting the ball well. That's a big thing right now. I mean, they're under 30% from 3. They had, obviously they had all their guards coming back. The guards aren't playing well. They're just not putting the ball in the basket. They're not scoring at the level that needs to be scored at. Free throw line, where they usually in the past have had great advantages of the free throw attempts and free throw mades, and right this year again, and they're even with their opponent. Look, Coach Izzo's been in this situation before. People's try to count him out, and he's been to 25 straight tournaments. So if there's anyone that can fix it and can get it right, it's him. Now, you're right. This year in the Big Ten, there's maybe not as many quad 1 opportunities right now as they've had in the past to win some of those games. I thought that game versus Nebraska was a big game. They needed to pull that out, but that was, and Nebraska's a good team too. I think they're a little bit underrated this year. Now, their next 2 games, Michigan State is, they got Baylor coming up Saturday, which obviously is a hard team to play. But then right after that, they're playing Oakland, which is not a gimme either. I mean, and they've had some real close games with Oakland. So these next 2 games are going to really could tell the tale. Either they can turn the season around because you get a win against Baylor and Oakland, it can change the fortunes, or if not, you're really digging yourself in a hole. And look, watching Coach Izzo's press conference, I mean, again, the guy's been to 25 straight tournaments. He's a Hall of Famer, but you could sense his frustration. You could sense his, like, this is not how my teams play. This is not us. And you can sense his frustration through the press conference. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, they're not tough enough. They get nothing out of their 5-man at all. And the guards, other than Tyson Walker, have been up and down. Like you said, Jaden Akins hasn't been nearly as good.
Losing Hauser, I don't think people understand losing Hauser. That's a huge loss offensively in the half court. Maybe not as much in the defensive end, but the spacing that he allowed and his shooting ability that he had opened things up. And when they needed a bucket or design a play, he hit how many big threes did he hit last year just to get him out of scoring droughts? I think they really miss Hauser.
All right, the next.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.